Guys, I hate talking politics on the YouTube channel. This is something I don't like to talk about at all. We very rarely talk about it. However, today we need to have a serious discussion on if President Trump actually got impeached, if he actually went to jail or something like that, which some people say that it's impossible for him to go to jail, which maybe they are correct. But if he got impeached, if he got kicked out of office, basically, would the stock market crash? We're going to have a serious discussion around this because we know just some more bad information came out here about his personal lawyer, Michael Cohen. This came out just yesterday. This guy, went down with 8 counts in federal court. Unbelievable, including 5 counts of tax evasion, 1 count of falsifying submissions to bank account, and 2 counts of involving in unlawful campaign contributions, where it was basically money paid out to 2 women who were, associated with President Trump. Then we know also President Trump's former campaign chairman was convicted on Tuesday also in his financial fraud trial, bringing a dramatic end to a politically charged case that riveted the Capitol. So we just see a lot of people around him that are very close to him going down, okay? Going down left and right, going to the federal penitentiary. So very bad stuff, if you look at it from that perspective. It's never a good look when all these people that are close to you are going down left and right, and that's exactly what is going on right now, okay? So with that being said, when all this is going on, it puts you in a position as President of the United States in a position where it looks like you might go down too, okay? Or it looks like, even Republicans, will start to say, you know what, we can't support you anymore. You're involved with too many fishy things. You're involved with too much stuff. So it's a possibility that he could be impeached at some point in time. It's more realistic now than it ever has been in the past. So is this going to cause a stock market crash? Is this going to cause a massive recession in the United States of America? So first I want to talk about kind of, what Trump has done for the stock market in a good way, okay? And then we'll kind of talk about, the bad stuff he has done, in my opinion, to the economy or the stock market, if there's anything. And then I'll give you my shocking opinion on if he actually, got impeached or went to jail or something like that, like what would happen to the stock market. And it might shock a lot of you guys, okay? So on the good side, there are 3 core really good things he's done for the overall economy and for the stock market, okay? The first one is corporate tax cuts, down to a 21% rate from a 35%, okay? So now corporate taxes, the highest bracket is around 21% versus 35% before. It's a massive cut there, guys. And basically what it has done is allowed corporations to invest in their businesses more. It's allowed them to buy back shares. It's allowed them to increase wages. We've seen a lot of companies increase wages of employees and things like that. More capital spending. And honestly, the other big thing is it just makes all companies out there profitability look better and better. Their net income look better and better. That's why we've seen so many companies not just reporting good numbers because their business is good, not just reporting good numbers because the economy is good right now, but also reporting unbelievable numbers because our tax rates have been cut dramatically. This is a massive move. This is something, a lot of politicians have been wanting to get done for decades now, because we've seen a lot of other countries have lowered their corporate tax rates in a big time. In the US, we're still up here at this 35%. So that has been a very good thing for the stock market, and that's helped out in a big way. It's hard to pinpoint exactly how much that's helped out the stock market, but I can guarantee you it's helped out a lot, especially in companies' earnings, all right? This next part is more a big thing for the overall economy, and it's helped, in my opinion, has helped the economy already and will really start to help the economy starting next year. And that's the doubling of the personal exemption and the child tax credit. This really helps people who make between $30K and $100K a year, all right? Which is most Americans out there. Most Americans make between $30,000 and $100,000 a year, all right? Doubling the personal exemption is a massive change, okay? For someone that's, married, that's like a $12,000 basically decrease in the amount of taxes you have to pay. The doubling of the tax credit helps out people, especially people that have 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. This is a big tax break, okay? So this helps out the middle class in a massive way, which the middle class, people making $30,000 to $100,000 a year, those are the ones that really drive your economy, that really spend a lot of money out there, okay? And they're by far and away the biggest proportion of individuals out there. So this is something that's not only already helped out the economy, but will really start to help out the economy starting next year in a massive massive, massive way, guys. So this is big. And then the third thing he's really helped out with is cutting regulations. But it's not just cutting old regulations, it's also the slowdown and approval of new regulations, okay? Basically, the more regulations you get, a lot of times what it'll do is it ends up hurting the economy because it's just harder and harder for small businesses to get started, okay? Regulations, people think that hurts big corporations. It doesn't hurt big corporations, okay? Big corporations have the budgets to go in and have all these lawyers and all these fancy accountants and whatnot and figure out the ways to manage around those regulations. Regulations, what they end up hurting is the average person, the average Joe who wants to go out there and start a business, or the person that has 2 employees and wants to expand to 10 employees, but there's all these regulations in the way that makes it very, very complicated and very, very costly for those individuals, okay? When you cut down the amount of regulations, it allows a lot of small business owners to expand their businesses, or a lot of people who have never started a business just look at it from the perspective of, okay, I can get this started. I remember, you know, I started a very simple business back in the end of 2015 as a real estate marketing company. Just to start that business, it was such a big process I had to go through, and I'm in one of the most business-friendly states in Nevada, and it's still a long process you have to go through just to get your business license and all this different stuff. Never mind if you're in more of a complicated business or you live in more of a complicated state, there's so many regulations, okay? So basically, Trump has, in his first year, only approved 156 regulations, whereas President Bush approved 445 in his first year, and President Obama approved 510 regulations in his first year. So once again, it's not just about cutting regulations, but it's about slowing down the approval process of other regulations out there, which ends up really slowing down small and mid-sized businesses. The large corporations, once again, this does not hurt them. This actually helps them. This prevents more competition coming in their space because it's just a lot more legal costs and just a lot more to deal with, where people are like, I can't even deal with that, all that regulation stuff, okay? So now let's talk about kind of the uncertainty, the bad stuff, in my opinion, he's done to the stock market, and then we'll get into, lastly, whether I believe the stock market will crash based upon if he, you know, gets impeached or if he had to go to jail or something like that. So the uncertainty is the main bad part. The uncertainty Trump brings with being the president of the United States is kind of partially a big reason why the stock market's been held back. I think, in my opinion, the stock market should be over 30,000 right now on the Dow, okay? The S&P should be up at least 15 to 20% higher than it is. Same thing with the NASDAQ. But the issue is, Trump brings a lot of uncertainty. At any moment, he can go on a Twitter rant that just freaks out the markets in a big way, okay? At any moment, he could, you know, unleash a Twitter rant on some company that could drop their stock in a big way, or on some country that could, you know, freak everybody out. Oh my gosh, did you hear what he just said about China or this country or that country, all right? Also, everyone close is going down to him, not going down on him, is going down around him. I don't know if there's a good way I could put that. But basically, a lot of people that are very close, including his personal lawyer, is going down, okay? These guys are going down left and right. They're going to jail. That's a really uncertain type of look from the stock market's perspective, and hedge funds and mutual funds and just people investing in the stock market in general. It's like, whoa, all these people are going down around you. Are you going to end up going down as well? That's uncertainty. People close to him are writing books. We saw that, you know, that chick got released from the White House. Next thing you know, she's writing books on this and that, and just it's a real bad look. And also the threats. He can unleash threats at any moment. We've seen him do that with North Korea in the past. We've seen him do it with China time and time again, more on the economic front. So all this type of stuff he does here, it brings uncertainty to the stock market, and the stock market absolutely hates uncertainty. The stock market hates uncertainty. Okay, this is you know, stock market doesn't like that. All right. So the question is, Trump goes out of office, or is the stock market going to crash? That is a big question, and the answer, in my opinion, is absolutely not. Would the stock market crash if Trump left office? Absolutely not. First off, presidents get way too much credit, in my opinion, whether the economy is really good under their presidency or really bad, okay? It's kind of like being the quarterback of an NFL team. If you win the game, you get all the credit. If you lose the game, you're dogged out and it's all your fault, okay? Same thing with the president of the United States. If the economy is really strong, when you're president, man, you get pat on the back, you get you know, all the approval in the world. But if the economy really goes tanks under you, then you get all the blame, all right? All these type of things, a lot of this, guys, has to go through more than just the president. He can't just say, by himself, oh, I'm going to cut corporate taxes, okay? He needs a lot of other politicians to agree with him. He needs to just help push that through. Doubling the personal exemptions and child tax credits and whatnot. He can't do that alone, okay? It takes a lot of politicians. So with that being said, if Trump had to leave the office, okay, who's going to take his place? Mike Pence is going to take his place, who's vice president right now, okay? Do you think Mike Pence is going to get rid of any of this? Absolutely not, okay? You think Mike Pence is going to push to put corporate taxes back up to a 35% rate and put the personal exemptions and child tax credits back up? Do you think Mike Pence is going to do any of that? You think Mike Pence is just going to start, you know, putting tons of regulations out there and the Republican Party is going to start doing that? Absolutely not, guys. So if Trump was to leave the White House, guess what? None of this is changing in the end, okay? Nothing. The Republicans are still going to keep this. None of that's changing. However, what you would get a lot more certainty, okay? The crazy Twitter rants, you know, the massive amount of drama that's going on in the White House right now, that would get taken away overnight, which would be almost a magical thing for the stock market. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get rid of the uncertainty, but you also get to keep all the things that are helping propel the economy even more and more going into the future years, okay? So when I look at this, absolutely, it would not make sense for the economy to tank and for, you know, just like a huge stock market crash. What I would see is I would think the stock market would do a very short-term dip. Maybe the Dow would go down 1,000 points or a couple thousand points real quick, and then it would just shoot to the moon after that, because all of a sudden the stock market realized, wow, we got rid of the uncertainty, all that drama there of the President of the United States, the most important person in America. We got rid of that, and wow, we still got all this great stuff going on. So that is my opinion there. The stock market would not crash, and actually I think it would actually move up quite substantially. But we will have to see on all this, guys. Let me know what your opinion is on this. This is a very heavy subject. I hate even having to talk about politics, but it's something we got to talk about. When all this drama is going on right now, we got to talk about this and whether this could actually affect us in the overall economy and whether this could affect the stock market in general. It's something we got to debate here. So I want to hear from you guys down there in that comment section what your opinion is on this. I would love to hear from you guys. As always, thank you for watching. Have a great day.